Gentlemen, would you mind helping us with the casket? Penny and...
Yes, we have friends with some strong people helping us.
Use it. I'm going to...
That's filling the other.
Do you want to speak?
I thought I did. Does anybody? I got Shier. She's the hands on the phone.
We're gonna go.
Ricky and Phil are sitting on the stage over
I think I'm Franklin.
Sorry?
This is my father, Ken. This is my father. Do we look? Can you tell?
Okay, Fred, look who's here. Look who's here. Harriet and Gil. Harriet and Gil.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start in just a moment. I'm going to ask you to take a seat.
Yes.
I don't.
Uh,
I understand.
Friends, if you could take your seats, please. We're about to start.
Right here. I these chairs them.
Where is it?
All right, so we're gonna put him right here. Okay. All right, so somebody, you move there. Carol, you sit. Jean, you sit with Carol. Fred, you sit here. Sir, excuse me.
Please have a seat. Have a seat, please.
Tell Nancy. When our birthday party.
Yeah. Well, I gave one.
Gentlemen, Yamaka?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
I was gonna say.
I love you.
I'm fine with it.
Did you follow the World Cup in 1966? 1966. England.
Right here, Eddie.
Eileen?
Harvey is right here.
Say hello to Larry for me.
Oh, that's.
Say hello to Larry.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin. Please take a moment to turn any cell phones or electronics you may have to their silent mode
Elaine's
this
born
time.
September 5th.
Quiet, you know.
Officiating our service today is Rabbi Barry Shepherd.
Is this on?
Yes.
מזמור לדוד, אדוני, מי יגוב יולך, ישכון בהר קודשך, הולך תמים, ופועל צדק, ודובר אמת בלבבו, לא רגל לשונו, وصدري هرا خير بالوناسا الكراهة نفسي بنافيماس ويتيري أدوني خبي نشبال را ולא ימיר אספו לא נתן בנשק ושוחד נקי לא לקח עושה אלה לא ימות לעולם. God, who may abide in your house, who may dwell in your holy mountain? Those who are upright, who do justly, who speak the truth within their hearts, who do not slander others or wrong them or bring shame upon them, who give their word and come what may, do not detract, who do not exploit others, who never take bribes. Those who live in this way shall never be shaken. Dear friends, we're here for a sad and difficult occasion to say goodbye, which is one of the most difficult things we can ever do, but also to pay tribute, to honor the memory, and even if possible, to celebrate the life of Barbara Cookie Shier, the daughter of Manny and Hannah, who's gone to her eternal rest, and leaves behind a family and friends who loved her very, very dearly. Her life's partner, Fred, married 51 years. Her sister Carol, I should also mention her late husband Norman, her sister-in-law Nancy, her nephews Ken and his Josie, and Danny and his Ari, and great nephews, nieces, Michael, David, Christopher, Erica, Harlan, and Caden. I hope I haven't left anyone out. Do I have them all? Yes, good. Thank you. Well, I've spoken to Carol and I've spoken to a few of you. And you told me about her life, how she grew up initially in Chicago and then in Highland Park, actually in a household that was a kosher household. They kept kosher. And she, although she may not have kept kosher, there were certain things that she would never eat. And you told me what an active life she led. She loved going to plays. She would be an usher. She would make sure she would never miss any plays. She loved musicals. And she was also a great lover of sports. Now, I'm not sure about this. I understand, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that she was a Cubs fan. She's a Cubs fan. But Fred, you are a Sox fan. So this is what we call a mixed marriage. carbs and socks in a single marriage. This is a very serious matter. I don't know which rabbi could have officiated at this, but she loved baseball. She loved the Cubs, as I say. She loved football, but apparently she supported the 49ers. Is that true? We have to thank you. So you have to confirm everything, otherwise I'll be in trouble later. But hockey, she was local, the Blackhawks. In fact, Danny, is Danny here? Danny bought her I think it was a Blackhawks team shirt, am I right? Bought her. And I think Kenny bought her a Cubs shirt, so she was well equipped when it came to sports. But those are the things, or some of the things that she liked to do. And I'll come back to them later. But the thing, I know.
I'm a believer in Gemini's a perfect man. I'm a horse, she was here as a dog. Everything we did was with him.
Yes, I know. It was this was a wonderful marriage. Fred, you're telling me something that I was told yesterday. How the two of you fitted together, looked after each other, were concerned about each other, and what a wonderful marriage. Everyone should have a marriage like you had. She would give. She was the most giving person imaginable. She loved to give gifts. One of you told me before that was it Kenny? This is Kenny. Yeah, no, I think Daniel, you told me before, right, that you, whenever she met you, and I'm sure it's true of everyone, whenever she met you, she'd open her bag and she'd give you something that she gave all the time. This is one of the most giving people you've ever seen, a wonderfully generous human being. And you just told me now, Carol, how, you know, these books that you get 2 for 1, that she would go around and personally deliver these to people. And she would go and pick them up so that people could get something. This is she did off her own bat. This is volunteering, just out of your own heart, giving, not expecting anything in return. To give. You know, in the world we live in, unfortunately, people don't want to give anything unless you can give them something back. Unless you can give them back more than they gave you. Right? But she wasn't like that. She was not like that at all. She never forgot a birthday. It could be anyone's birthday. It could be a friend. It could be a family. It could be in Chicago. It could be in Philadelphia. It could be in New York. It didn't matter. You always got a card from her. And if you gave her a gift, the next day she would send you a thank you note. The very next day. You told me also how independent she was, that when she would go to these, whatever it was, like, let's say, Ravinia, if she went to Ravinia, she would go with you, or if you couldn't go, she would go by herself. And of course she didn't drive, so she would take the train. You know, really, the Metro and this bus, the bus service here, they should have a representative here to thank her, because she gave them so much business. She kept them going. Without her, there'd be no buses. I'm only exaggerating, of course. But she took public transportation. Later, of course, she took cabs. But she would go. She would go. I said to you when we spoke, I said, I know people who've lived in Chicago all their lives, and they haven't been to a 15th of what she saw. She saw everything. The Broadway musicals she saw. Yes.
Henry Kissinger and Frank Thomas.
I see. Yes. She came to people's graduations, right, to Michael's, to Kenny's, to Danny's, all of them. When she had, last year she had there was an anniversary party at Lieberman, and people were there to celebrate with her, because this is the kind of person you wanted to be near. Because when you are near someone who is a git and a shumma, you know, a good soul, someone who has a heart, you want to be near them because it makes you feel good. I'll tell you something else it does as well. In the world we live in, it reassures us about humanity, because some of the things we see in the world we live in now, we need reassuring. You told me how she had originally, when she was much, much younger, she actually worked for Marshall Fields downtown. She made candy. But later, and this speaks to her, how conscientious she was and how loyal she was, she worked for 25 years for the Photoroto company on Clark Street. 25 years. And she looked after the owner there, right? When he wasn't well, when he was going, she would bring him all his mail, and she even left him something. He even left her something as a gratitude when he went. I mentioned before, Freddie, I'm talking about your family, your mother and your dad. What a lovely relationship she had with your parents, with your mother and your father. How she respected them, how she adored them. Your dad called her Mummela, and your mother loved her so much, and she respected her. I mentioned the religious household in which she grew up, and you told me that she may not have kept every detail of Jewish law, but I mentioned one thing about what she wouldn't eat, and there's one day when she wouldn't eat anything, and that was Yom Kippur. She would always fast, as you told me, on Yom Kippur. I think you told me she liked to go to the bagel. She preferred the one on when there used to be one up here, but she liked the one on Broadway, and she liked eating. We had a whole discussion. How long can you discuss gefilte fish? How long did we talk about it yesterday? For about 10 minutes. Yes. The stuffed fish, what they call the Polish fish, you know, the gefilte fish is stuffed inside the fish. Sorry? What was her real middle name again? I'm sorry. Okay. And Nancy, where's Nancy?
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. You're right here. I knew you and she had a lot in common. You loved restaurants. You loved going to plays. You did things with her. And so many of you have come today. I mean, we're not in the thick of a Chicago winter yet, but it's not that warm and it's not that sunny. But you've come out today to honor her and to support, if you're not part of the family, to support those who are nearest and most affected by this. So this is a lovely human being. And I want to tell you something about her moral qualities, about what we've been talking about. Her goodness, her decency, her giving qualities. Because we can say about those qualities that if more people were like her, the world would be a better place. There's no question of that. And there is no higher praise you can give. No higher praise you can give of a person than to say the world would be better. That's right. That's exactly right. The world would be better. We need more people like her. There's no greater praise. That's the kind of lady we're here. That's the lady we're here to honor today, the Jewish lady who made this world a better place. And she made it a better place for all of you who knew her. And of her I say, Tehei nishmata tzarura b'tzror hachayim. May her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. And to her I say, Barbara, Cookie, daughter of Manny and Hannah, Lechi b'shalom, gay in freedom, go in peace. Abalech in Gan Eden, may your repose be in paradise. You will never be forgotten. You'll always be remembered in love by those who knew you and loved you, and those whom you knew and you loved. Amen. And now, yes, please, come along.
I'm not a
You
relative.
have to go very close to the microphone.
I'm not a relative, I'm just a friend of Cookie's. And one time I needed a wisdom tooth extracted, and the place that was doing it told me that I had to have somebody with me to take me home or ride home with me. So Cookie was very quick to volunteer, and go with me and ride with me on the bus to go there and wait for me for the whole operation, and then afterwards to ride home with me on the bus. And that's Cookie, just super person.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just a minute.
Tina, you want to say
Did
something?
you want just?
Jerry Patton just spoke. He came to both my parents' funerals.
That's very nice.
He's a great friend.
That's lovely. Yes. Come on. Into the microphone. Right.
Can't hear.
I'm a friend, and Cookie always had a smile.
Thank you, thank you. That's also something else. You see someone smiling. We had a rabbi, great rabbi, Shammai, who said, Havei you should meet everyone b'sever panim yafot. You should greet everyone with a warm smile. He actually said that. And it's interesting he said that because he was renowned to have a very bad temper himself. So probably he wished he could meet more people who smiled at him. You know, when you mentioned, in my mind I thought she had more skills than I knew. When you mentioned I once had to have a wisdom tooth removed, I thought you were going to say, and she did it for me. So I thought she had even more skills than I knew. But anyway, to do that for you, thank you both of you. Thank you for mentioning that. So you all know this is part of the piece, this person, the Gestalt, the whole person that we are honoring today. So now we're going to read together, if you'll join me please. On the left-hand side of this little booklet, the 23rd Psalm. Would you read it with me, please? Together. The Lord is my shepherd. Everyone, come on. I shall not want. All together. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Now, those of you who can, please stand. If there's any reason that you can't, it's difficult, don't. Please don't. But if you can, please stand. Now I have to see, do people wearing ribbons? Do they have ribbons? Yeah. So who is that? That's Carol and Fred. Is there anyone else? Two, right? Yeah. So I'm going to let's see, where is your ribbon? Oh, here it is. Yeah. I'm going to tear you. So the two of us and anyone else who wishes to join will say the blessing that we say when we suffer a loss. Begins the usual way of bracha, dan, baruch, atah, etc. And the last two words I will tell you. So, baruch, atah, adon, elo, melech, olam, dayan, ha'emes. Which means, blessed be the true judge. That's what we say.
One more thing, sir.
Yes.
You know my parents now. And a friend of mine said, can I go to heaven too? When you retire, you're going to go to heaven. He was Christian. He said, you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. I'm Jewish, then you're going to heaven.
Good.
If you haven't accepted Jesus, you're not.
Well, I don't think, yes, that's a different,
Think I'm right?
No.
well, I think it's a different, it's a different firm, maybe the same. It's not ours.
Thank you for coming and taking care of us.
Hey, Mali Rachamim, Shochein Mamamim, Hatzeim Yochanechona, Klachat, Kanefei Ashina, B'malot Kedoshim Utorim, Kizohar, Harakiab Masirim, Et Nishmat, Barbara Cookie, but many the Hannah Sharachal Yolama Babuor She'anach Notrim Nitztaka Beyad Haskarat Nishmata Began Eden Tehei Menuchata Lechein Barachamim Yastireha V'seitek navel yalamim Yitzror Rachem et nishmata Adonai hu nachalata v'tanuach v'shalom al mishkava v'nomar Amen. Passionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure, who shine as the brightness of the firmament, unto the soul of Barbara Cookie Shier, the daughter of Manny and Hannah, who has ended eternity and in whose memory we offer charity. May her repose be in paradise. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in your eternal presence. And let her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. God is her inheritance. May she rest in peace. And let us say, Amen. And now we will conclude the prayer part of the service with the Mourner's Kaddish, the Kaddish which is to be found on the back page, on the very back page of this little booklet that you have. I will say it with you. Please join if you're a mourner, certainly, but anyone can join. And you can, if you don't join, you can respond. Many of you know the responses. One of them is very, very simple. When we or I say V'imru, you say Amen. I say V'imru, you say Amen. But if you can do the whole thing, that would be good as well. Let's begin. Yitzgadal ve'yitzkadash shemei rabah ve'alma divrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael v'agalah u'izman kariv ve'imru, everyone. Amen. Yehei shemei rabah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei al-maya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekutsha v'yichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Friends, before the people from the staff at the cemetery puts on the cover, on a vault cover, I'm going to sprinkle some special earth on here. You know, we cover the casket with earth, but this earth comes from Israel. You know, Jewish people traditionally wanted to be buried in Israel, which obviously is not always possible. So we bring earth from Israel. This earth comes from Jerusalem, from the Har HaZeitim, the Mount of Olives. And I shall sprinkle this now on her casket, so that in a sense she'll be buried in Israeli earth.
I like Joe Biden. Not Trump. Give him something and tell him I said it all.
So, friends, if anyone wants to put some earth in, can I just tell you this, please? The most important thing is to be careful, because the ground is more uneven than it looks. Don't go too close. Usually put it three or three if you can. It doesn't have to be full, but just please be careful. We should start with the most immediate family if possible, and then anyone else if you feel you can do it. The mitzvah, the main mitzvah is coming.
At least I got the conversation.
Do this, that's great. Okay, now.
I've got a number of parents. The draft, the Bears will do good, Jerry. They're going to be one of the top teams in the
Nancy, did you drop this glove?
I did. Yes, thank you. And I gave her it.
Folks, if anybody would like to participate, please go ahead and come forward. Just watch your step. Participate from either side.
Believe me, folks, there's nobody greater than God. Anybody try to pick on me, Cookie be the first one that said, we love each other so much. I never love anyone like I did Bob. Nobody, even Nancy can't replace it. Who's that from Barbara? It's a tie, Nancy and Carol Bob. Hello, Phil. How are you?
Hi, Fred.
Glad you all came. Who's that?
Harriet.
Oh, Harriet, glad you came. One thing I'm going to ask you before, you know, it's how are Adrian and Dick Dodgy in Minnesota?
They are. They're very sorry.
You didn't try it.
Is Maureen still alive?
Yes, everybody sends their love.
Adrian and Dick won't come,
No, all the way to Minnesota.
but they send their love.
And for all of my children.
You tell Adrian and Dick, I'm sorry they couldn't come. One day, you know, by myself, I'd like to go somewhere as good as that. I'd like to go to Minnesota.
Oh yeah, it was me.
They would walk
Recognize Jerry, right? Jerry. See you with your mask and your hat. Hello. What?
If there's anyone else that wanted to participate, now's the time.
Send Jeannie and Eric my love. Tell them I'm sorry they couldn't come. I love them. If you ever want to come visit me in my home, they're both welcome. That's all I love, Jeannie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude our funeral services. In order for Fred to be picked up, we're going to have the van drive around.
I love everyone.
Those cars to the So let us
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna go to heaven. So are you.
Well, and I just want to look at
Except you go to heaven.
assuming I know, but I can't tell.
You will go to heaven, for sure.
I will and so will the die who's accepted Jesus.
And Cookie will be there too.
She's going to heaven. So will this.
We have to go move our car so you can go. So we'll see you soon. Yes.
Bob's was going. Franklin Road nowhere.
So are you good?
Yes, I'm going.
Okay.
He was sick, Franklin Road.
You're going.
We're all going. No big deal.
We'll see you again. Okay?
Can you find the book?
Oh, okay.
What? Yes. There's someone I know who's so concerned with France. I know, I love Argentina.